All right, I'm looking at another fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with BIRCH. Now, yesterday I was trying to put the CH together, and I think I'm going to do it again. We're going to say the H is the lie, and then we need new letters otherwise. Well, couch could be good. We guessed that yesterday, but the double letter gives you a chance for contradictions. Okay, well, one of these C's is clearly a lie. So the H's are true. Now, could we have C there? Because if there is a C fourth, then that's the lie, and that makes the first C true. We could do something like with an E at the end. C A something. Something like that. I don't know what else. You could put it like a T at the end potentially, but then you're thinking, something like ACT and so if you do that, I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm kind of thinking that's not gonna be right. Which means one of those C's is probably, like one of the green C's is probably like, there might be no C at all, right? And they're both lies. But, what do I want to do in the meantime? So, I'm kind of thinking do the C at the beginning, because I can't really do the C here, or else I have to do the C at the beginning, and I'm not sure what even works for that. There might be something, but so let's do the C at the beginning, which makes the C in BIRCH the lie. So we need a B, I, or R. We could do C-A, I, canes. That doesn't work because we need an O, or a U as well. Okay, maybe we could do C. Coins. No, we can't do. Oh no, because the C is the lie, so there's no B, I, or R. I had that backwards. The C in BIRCH is the lie, so there's no B, I, or R, but we do need an O or a U. Okay. How about cannon? That's pretty good. Double letter, again, look for contradictions. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So one of these two C's is a lie. The gray O's are definitely true. Wow, and we got, this is really interesting. So if the C is true, then you've got this, now that almost works. It doesn't work because, I was gonna say canny. Some of you will know why that word popped into my mind. But the C is the lie here, which means you gotta have a U. So we actually can't do the C at the beginning, because it forces the rest of this, you'd have to have a U. And I don't think that's a word. It's not. So the C at the beginning this can't be true. That has to be the lie, which means these are true, which means this is a lie, and these are true. Okay, so, yes, correct. Now, what I'm trying to decide is, could there still be a C? And yes, there could. It can't be first or fourth, but there could still be a C. Even though this gray one is true, it's the second one. So this one could be a lie because it's yellow, right? And this one would be yellow in BIRCH. So we could still have a C, but it couldn't be first or fourth. And if we have a C, then we're back to the N thing again. We can't do that. So it would have to be N-A-N something C. It would have to be that, which isn't going to work. So I think there's no C. There's no C. Okay. Could we have this with the N being the lie? Well, you definitely have to have a vowel between the N's, which would have to be an E or a Y at this point. I don't think that's gonna work. So I'm kind of thinking go with the A-N and then the yellow N be the lie because it's not in there. Something like candy, but we can't put the C at the beginning. Well, we could do dandy. Again, the duplicate letter can be helpful. Okay, well, one of the A's is a lie, so this is true. So now, if there's no A, then we have to have a second N. Something like Denny? But no, because if there's no A, then, oh Maybe no. Yeah, I don't. I think there's gonna. I think it's gonna be the A. DAN something Y. I think it's gonna be that. But what would that be? Danky? Is that a thing? I guess we could try it. I didn't think that was a word. That actually doesn't work, which then means that this has to be the lie. So now we've got two N's. It could be almost anywhere, but we've got a second N. Well, the D could be the, what if we did something, penny, and the D is the lie. There we go, okay. Wow, well, all the things I was trying were wrong. I was trying to use a C, that was wrong. I was trying to use an A, that was wrong. I was trying to use a D, that was wrong. And I thought for sure the yellow N was gonna be the lie, and there's two N's, so sometimes that's the way it goes, but eventually the penny dropped, and I figured out what it was. Got it in 4, not too bad. Let me know how your solve went today, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more.